Welcome, everyone. Just so that you guys know, for everyone jumping in right now, we're giving it a couple minutes to just so that more people can join, and then I'll get started. Look, I can see a few people already answering the poll, so that's really great. Thank you, guys. Yeah, Brian, we'll be sending out a recording for everyone that is subscribed, but the recording is also always available on our webinar page, so everyone can access the previous webinar sessions that we had. All right, guys. Kicking it off because I know that we have a lot to cover, and we have a lot of people really excited about the YMS and to hear a little bit more about it. So I'm just going to get started. I'm going to be hosting the webinar. I'm the Senior Project Manager for Opendock and the YMS. And together on this meeting, we have our Senior Project Designer, Kadal. She'll be handling the chat. We also have Tyler Rubottom and Mar will be helping you guys with questions, more technical, less technical, roadmap, anything that you guys want to know more about or that you're curious about, or even comments about how this would be helpful or how this would be good to have in your operation, so on and so forth. Feel free to use the chat to communicate. We're going to be covering our brand new YMS during this webinar session. And just a few housekeeping rules before we get started and kick off. Like I said, use the chat for questions. You guys won't be able to open the mic and we won't be able to hear you guys, but use the chat to ask questions and we'll be answering them or addressing questions at the end as well. So because I'm going to save a few minutes for that at the end of Q&A. So feel free to type in your questions on the chat or wait until the end so that we can discuss questions or things that you guys want to comment on. Recording notice, as you guys can see, this is a recorded session so that anyone not able to attend or that wants to take a look at the webinar later on can have access to it. And additional help and resources after this session, we'll also share all the helpful resources from our community pages where you can see all the articles to also, you know, AMs and Zendesk tickets type thing access. So we'll be able to share that. We'll be sharing that with you at the end. John, I see you raised your hand. I don't know if that was on purpose or not, but if you have any questions, please type in on the chat. Kicking off, guys, I think that one of the main things that I wanted to cover is the reasons why Opendock decided to build a YMS and how different it is from YMSs out there. So we have like 4 pillars or 4 really important things that we wanted to make sure we address when we think about a YMS. One is solving for key challenges. We did not want to build something overly complicated or overly complex. We wanted to really target problems that our customers have and they're looking to solve. So we designed the YMS to really improve visibility, to help with communication, and to provide that view of execution so that everything could be tracked in there and that you're not losing information because everything now lives within Opendock. User-friendly, that's the second thing that's really big to us. We don't want to create anything that's going to be too hard to implement, too difficult to onboard, not intuitive. So we wanted to create something clean, easy, and simple to use, but that is addressing problems that you guys have. Cost effective. If you think about a YMS out there in the market, I mean, I'm sure that most of you guys have had contacts with, you know, YMSs, WMSs out there. They're very expensive and it's full-blown capabilities and features and whatnot that in a lot of cases you don't really need, but that's what you get. So we didn't want to do anything like that. We wanted to create something simple, clean, and easy to use, and of course, cost effective. And building to scale, that's the 4th pillar. We want to expand on this YMS and expand on its capabilities, but we want to create something that our customers can integrate to, that it's easy to add additional functionalities. And of course, one of the big things that you guys probably, if not all of you guys, but most of you guys have heard of, is how Opendock is, moving forwards towards, the high-tech sort of path with computer vision technology, but not in the way that's going to be, that's not what I need. It's in a way that really, really solves problems. And so adding all those capabilities in those things, it's important to us because it's important for you guys. So that's the kind of, I guess, reasoning behind the YMS. We wanted to bring more visibility into execution in a way that is simple to use and easy to scale, and that it can accommodate for more technology and more features that are going to be helping you guys streamline the operations. Now, why use the YMS Lite? One of the questions that I get asked is, okay, how do I know if I'm a good fit for this YMS, if it's actually going to solve a big problem for me? And I think these three things will help us sort of think and find that out. One, if you're looking for a tool to manage assets, so tracking container statuses, how many assets you have on the yard, how long they've been sitting there, if you need to take action on them. We know Opendock is really good for planning and scheduling, but we don't cover really well for containers on the yard and for things that don't necessarily have an appointment tied to them, right? That's the thing of the past, the YMS is going to cover really, really well for that. So you don't necessarily need to have an appointment for, a container on the yard. You can have a pickup appointment or drop-off appointment, but a lot of times things don't happen according to plan. And that is exactly the piece that the YMS is going to help for and provide visibility on. Performance tracking. If you're looking to have more granular data and KPIs into your warehouse performance, the YMS is a good way to go as well. Because with the YMS, we can track so much more things than just what's happening on the appointment or what was on the schedule. For example, how far away from the schedule are you from what you had planned? Do I need to adjust my sessions and my availability and my capacity so that I can adjust to what's actually happening and how I'm actually executing on my yard, or the other way around? So that's the kind of thing that we want to provide with our YMS. So wait for you guys to compare what's on the schedule, what actually happened, put the two together, and then be able to make improvements, change your operation a little bit, make a few tweaks so that you can get better. And then all-in-one system, because a lot of times, and we know you guys have to work with 3 to 5 to even more different systems. And with having a YMS gate management system, a dock scheduling all in one place, the information goes across so much easier. You guys can pull reports that are more consistent and you don't have to worry about switching tools and whatnot. So those are the three things that if you're looking for, I think the YMS or Opendock's YMS is what you need. Now, what does the YMS has now? What does it encompass? So right now, it starts with the driver self-tracking with the two-way SMS built-in feature. Drivers arrive, they scan a QR code or use a tablet to check in, and all that check-in information is directly taken inside the appointment, and you'll be able to see a new arrival, a little truck popping up, if it's a drop, if it's a drop and hook, if they're here for a pickup, everything from that check-in or driver's self-check-in experience. Second thing, customizable yard areas. So we wanted to create something very flexible that you can create, delete, change however you guys want. So you'll be able to create your yard areas, parking spots, docking areas, however you guys want. We're not so much concerned about mapping out the exact layout of the yard, but really, really showing you guys the capacity that you have. Complete yard visibility. So tracking containers on the yard, if they are not tied to appointments, it doesn't really matter. We just want to know where things located on the yard and have all the information in them so it's easy for you guys to find, search, pull reports on, move things around. That's what the YMS is here for. Drag and drop trucks to assigned spot. So it's as easy as dragging and drop a little truck to a spot, and then all of the rest is just up to us. Sending notifications, sending automated messages to driver, letting them know of their assignment. All of that is going to happen from that drag and drop. And then statuses and alerts, like I said. So a lot happens, for example, to a trailer or container on the yard that's not necessarily tied to the appointment. Loading, unloading, is it empty, is it full, what kind of information or goods is in them, like everything all of those things, they're not that easy to track inside of the appointment, but they are now very easy to track on the YMS. And with that, that's my cue to jump into a live demo so that you guys can see what the YMS looks like right now. So a brand new session here on the left side menu, which is called the live yard view. This is where all things YMS are going to happen. I have a very simple and it was really easy to set up, I guess, layout. So I have a container area, empty trailers, inbound docks, outbound docks, and parking. You guys can name them and define them however you guys want. It's very simple and easy to add a new area. You just start with a name. So let's do dogs. Testing. Save. And what I'm going to do is just add the spots. I don't have to do one by one. I can just do them in bulk. Okay, I want to create a really big one. 200 spots on this one. Starting from number 1. W for webinar. And I'm going to do docking. Add. That's it. I have all my 200 spots created in here. Very easy for me to see them and, oh, that's bleachy. Very easy for me to see them and navigate through them. If at any point in time, I want to close or reduce my capacity, I can just go back in here and either one by one or in bulk, I can close this spot, provide a reason for closing it, cleaning, maintenance, blocked by equipment, you name it, reserved, repairs needed, whatever it is. I can add additional notes, confirm, and then this spot is closed, meaning you cannot assign any trucks or anything into this spot because it's closed. I don't have capacity for this guy anymore. So this is kind of how you would manage it. We're tracking how long it's closed for and reasons, because then you'll be able to pull reports on and take a look at your performance as well. I can reopen them very easily as well. And now this is how I get the capacity back. I can also delete these areas very easily too. So I created this one, but I don't really need it. So I can just click on edit area, delete, and it's gone. And I'm back to my original setting. So this is pretty much how you guys would see your yard or would manage your yard. Let me just refresh this. Oh, not needed. All right, so getting started and kind of like playing around with it a little bit. As you guys can see on my container area, I already have a few containers in here. All of them have their own statuses. So ready for pickup is the one in green, but I can play around with multiple options in here. So I have arrived, loading, loading complete, unloading, unloading complete, and ready for pickup. Everything really easy to track. We timestamp everything so that you guys can then afterwards pull report to know how long is this action taking and how long is the container on my yard and who is it from, who is the drop-off carrier, who's the pickup carrier if I have them on my schedule. So this one, for example, I have it on the schedule for a pickup. And you know what? This is the pickup appointment. It's already on arrived, so I know that the carrier is already here, the driver is already here, and I can even see the spot where the driver is. So if I go to that spot, this is OP1. This is this, wait a minute. Pickup P2. Oh, there you go. This is the guy. This is the guy that arrived for that pickup. It's already late a little bit. If I go back to my schedule, these are the appointments that I have. If it's late, they're gonna be showing up in red, so I know that I need to work with them really fast. If I go back to my live yard view, a few options of what I can do. So I know where this guy is located, the pickup carrier. I go to spot P2. This is P2 for parking. And I can just simply reassign this guy to the correct spot or to the spot that the container is. I can do it from here, but I can just drag and drop it as well. I can move it around across spots however I want. So in this case, I want to move them to the container area. So I'm just going to move it to an empty spot just so that how you guys can see it, how that would look like. Confirm. The guy is right here. And if I want them to pick up the container, I just move them to the spot where their container is, confirm. All of this trigger messages to the driver so that they know what is their assignment. I'm just gonna click on hook. and then I tie this asset to this container or this asset to this truck. And then from here, I can move them to departed when it's ready to go. So very simple and very easy for you guys to be able to manage things. You know the statuses of the containers, you know where they're located, you know where the pickup appointment is, drop-off appointment is. You don't really need to have an appointment for it. So I'm gonna show that flow a little bit too. Let's say that a driver arrives, they don't have an appointment. This is the driver's self-tracking piece, by the way, guys, so you'll be able to see what happens from the moment that the driver arrives. Let's say, for example, that I'm here for a pickup. Next, I'm gonna fill out the information or the phone number. I'm just gonna pick a phone number right here. Oh, actually, Tyler, if you wanna type in your phone number for me, that'd be great, because then I can use that. Meanwhile, I'm just gonna add all the rest of the information. Tyler's gonna be my guy. Fuel type, gas, emission, regular. All these fields are customizable, by the way, guys, so you can use whatever you want to, collect from the driver when they are arriving to the facility. It's very simple and very easy. Tyler, do you have your phone number somewhere?
Yeah, you mean to ping it to you or just tell you?
Yeah, you can just tell me.
Let's tell you, 480.
480.
Yeah, 203
203
6169.
6169. There you
Yep.
go. So I have all the information for the check-in, complete the check-in. He gets a confirmation SMS right away, guys, that this check-in has been completed. So Tyler, give me the okay when you get the message.
Yep, I got it.
And this is the new arrival. So this is Tyler. I know he's here for a pickup. I don't really have an appointment for this guy, but I can always come in here, create an appointment right away, or link to an existing appointment on my schedule. I have an appointment on the schedule. Let's say, for example, that I know that he came in for that appointment. So I can just link Tyler to that existing appointment. And now I have that one appointment moved to arrive automatically inside the appointment. I know all the information about Tyler and his arrival. So it's all in here. And from the driver chat, I can give him a few pointers or instructions. So for example, there you go, typed in. He can reply to me. We can exchange information, documents, picture upload, whatever it is. All of this, guys, is you can learn more about gate management itself from a previous webinar that we did and a whole bunch of documentation that we can share with you guys. But focusing on the live yard view, Tyler is right here. Now that it's tied to an appointment, I know that he's late to that appointment. And so this is why the truck came in red. And what I can do is just, I know, for example, that this container on the yard unloading complete, say that's ready for a pickup. I can just move Tyler in there. Tyler already received a message with his assignment, so he knows that he's supposed to go to C9. And I can show you guys this real quick. Go. So sounds good, thanks. He will receive, or he already received the message with his new assignment. So we have all the information from the arrival, from the check-in, everything that I need to know is right here. And the only thing that I need to do is now hook Tyler to this asset. And boom, he's ready to go and depart. These are the capabilities for a YMS, guys. So tracking all of the arrivals with or without appointments, tracking all your assets, and it's as easy as this to create a new asset. So I'm just going to create a new trailer that I need to map on my yard. I have a trailer number. I have it when it was arrived, drag and drop into a spot, and I know where it is located. So very easy for you guys to map what's actually happening on your yard. And then all of this communicates very seamlessly with the scheduling, as you guys could see. So I know that there's an appointment for this guy, for example, and from here I can access that appointment information as well. Everything communicates seamlessly, and then you guys will be able to pull all this rich data and be able to pull reports and see how you're actually operating things. Now, going back to our presentation and talking a little bit about the next steps for the YMS. All of what I showed you guys, it's already in there, ready to go. But there are a few things that we want to continue to add and that we know will add a whole bunch of value to our customers. jockey tests, for example. Moving containers across statuses, knowing when they're loading, unloading it, that's great. But we know that there's a lot more behind moving containers, loading and unloading them, and jockey tests is a big part of it. So that's the next step for a YMS. A driver's self-checkout, e-sign of BOL, for example, that's another thing that we want to do. So as the driver is departing, they give you the okay that you're departing, aware of documentation, updated, everything that you guys need. Exportable list view of assets. I want to know how many assets I had on January 24 on my yard, how long were they staying in there, and all the information about them. You'll be able to see all of that. In-app alerts and email notifications. I want to see right away all the containers that have been staying longer than 10 days on my yard because I need them out. So that's the kind of thing that we'll be generating alerts and notifications on as well. And then, of course, using insights and report to track all of this performance. How far, how close is my execution to what I had on my plan? In a nutshell, in I guess 20 to 15 minutes, 15 to 20 minutes, this is our YMS, guys. This is exactly what it does. You guys know now what it does, what it was built for, what are the next steps for it. So feel free to add questions or comments on the chat and use that poll so that we can keep the conversation going. The additional help resources that I commented on, so you all have account managers that you can contact. They will be more than happy to talk about game management, YMS, you name it. We have our community with all articles and documentation, how to and whatnot. And register and attend upcoming webinars. We'll be having these webinars once a month, different topics. And even if you guys want to provide some feedback and tell us what you want to hear more about next, this is a good way to go. So just tell us what you guys want to discuss in next webinars and we'll be more than happy to address. Now I'm going to be looking over a few questions on the chat and replying to them. Oh, do you have an ETA for upcoming features? Yes, it's all planned. So everything that I showed you guys, let me go back to the features planned. This is in order of priority, by the way. So jockey and spotter tasks for now are our top priority. We're hoping to get that done by end of Q2. And everything else follows. Driver checkout is a much simpler feature that can be done in around the same timeline. What we want to have is, or continue to do, is build on the YMS all throughout this year so that by end of year we'll have, the complete version of what you guys are seeing in here, including other things as well. So jockey and spotter tasks and driver self-checkout, the timeline is Q2. Exportable list view of assets as well. In-app alerts and email notifications. You guys will start seeing that coming up, I think, in Q3. But the idea is that all throughout H2, we'll be developing and bringing a lot more notifications and alerts capabilities for both the YMS and doc scheduling as well. What would generate the BOL? So John, we're not generating the BOL itself. The idea is that you guys will be able to upload the BOL and we will do e-sign on the checkout. So we're not generating the BOL itself, at least not right now or foreseeable future, but that you guys will be able to do the e-sign of the BOL. What does the yard shunter stay in touch with the how does the yard shunter stays in touch with the YMS? Everything YMS and everything doc scheduling, we work really hard to make them very mobile friendly. You wouldn't have to download an app, but the idea is that you would have your phone or a tablet and you'll be able to, in the case of the shunter and jockey tasks, you'll be able to see the tasks assigned to you, mark them when they are completed, and on the other hand, create more tasks and prioritize them in order of importance. So the flow would be something like you have a list of tasks, you can prioritize them or reorder them and assign them to specific users. Once this user is assigned to this task, they can complete this task. All of that done through the phone or a tablet.
Hey, Ju, real quick, I think you may have missed one from Darren. Are you able to use the YMS alone, if not using the scheduling portion of Opendock?
Oh, okay, that's a good one. Yes and no. So I think that we want to go that direction of being able to allow for using gate management and the YMS without having necessarily to use doc scheduling. As you guys saw in there on the examples that I showed, you don't really necessarily need to have an appointment to be able to use the YMS. But the way that Opendock was built, you guys know, it's a dock scheduling in the first place. And so a lot of it on the onboarding, on the settings is tied to the dock scheduling. Our idea is to allow for more flexibility. I don't think we're there yet. There are ways that you can use the YMS without necessarily having to use dock scheduling, but I think that there's a lot more homework that we need to do on our end for me to be able to say yes to that question. What else? What else do we have here? If you work heavy in the appointments tab, are you able to capture any of the YMS example show phone driver phone number? Yes, so anything on the appointment. So right now the appointment, and maybe let me go back and show you that real quick. Okay, so right now the appointment already has a space for or an area for the gate management information. So all the driver information that they fill out when they're arriving to the facility and the driver chat. The next step is for us to bring more visibility of if you have a container that's tied to an appointment, you know where it is located and you know the status of it so that you know if it's ready for pickup and good to go as soon as the carrier arrives or the driver arrives. From here, I'll be able to manage everything, including moving things around on the yard. So to your question, yes, we have it up to a point, but we want to bring a lot more of information of what's happening on the yard to the appointment so that you don't have to go back and forth. The idea is that you can manage everything through the YMS or through that live yard view, but you also can manage everything from the appointment view if you want to. So you don't have to go back and forth.
There's one interesting here. So, what is the ETA for implementation or start using? So, do you offer a trial period before signing?
So right now, we just entered what we're calling the pilot stage for the YMS. It's a brand new project that we just released, and we have a few customers that are really excited about it and happy to jump on the pilot. What does the pilot means? The pilot means that you get to start using it, you get the onboarding, you get full access to the YMS, and you also provide a ton of feedback so that we can improve on it, bring more capabilities to it. So all the list of features that I showed you guys for next things that we'll be working on, these are not things coming out of my head. These are things coming out from feedback from customers that are piloting and interested in piloting the YMS. And this is how we prioritize it. So yes, I would say it's ready to go. Everything that I showed you guys is ready to be used on this pilot sort of system where you guys would be using it, providing us feedback and providing us ideas on how to improve and where to go next with like follow-ups every 2 weeks or so. The good side of it is that, or the good aspect of it is that you get to create this project with us. And you also get early access to something that pretty soon will be, I think, a phenomenal feature for Opendock. So I'd say, guys, if you're interested in jumping on the pilot, talk to your AMs, send me an email, let me know or let them know that you guys are interested in jumping on the pilot, and we can set up a separate call just as 30 minutes so that we can go over the capabilities, your needs particularly, and if you guys are up to, you can jump on the pilot for sure. What else? What else? Anything else that I need to?
So this one comes up quite often. So about languages options. So will there be options for other languages for drivers checking?
Oh, that's a good one. We are currently testing on our playground environment a multi-language support for driver self-check-in. So yes, pretty soon is coming up, and this is for all gate management customers, not just YMS, but all the driver experience for self-check-in, and then later on for checkout, we're gonna have multi-language support.
Ju, I don't know if you answered this already, but we have two questions about this being an add-on or included with the gate management tool.
Yes, so the gate management, as you guys already know, it's an add-on to Opendock, and the YMS works pretty much the same way. You cannot have the YMS without having gate management, so it's kind of like a combo of you can use dock scheduling, you can use gate management, or you can use dock scheduling, gate management, and the YMS. It's kind of how it goes.
Another one here from Jason. So for remote driver check-in, does the system validate the load number against available appointments, or are drivers able to pick from a list to find?
No, so they have to, let me go back to that screen and show you guys this too. So on the check-in side, as you can see, I have two options here. Either I check in with an appointment and I have to add a PO or a confirmation number, reference number that is valid. So it exists on my schedule and is the right one. We validate against that. So you always check into an appointment. The other option is checking in without an appointment. And then inside, once the check-in is done, the warehouse will decide if they want to tie that to an existing appointment or create a new appointment for this guy. But we always validate if you're using a PO number, confirmation number, if that is valid. So if they're inputting a wrong confirmation number or a wrong PO number, even if it is on the schedule, but if it's wrong, we don't allow for them to check in. They would have to go the route of, I don't have an appointment. Oh, by the way, guys, for gate management customers, we're revamping this page or improving it so that the flow is a lot simpler. Basically, what the driver will have to do is just click on check-in. He's going to fill out all the information that they have. If they don't have the right information to check into an appointment, we will decide if they have an appointment or not and make it a lot cleaner and easier for the drivers to check in. So for gate management customers, we've received a ton of feedback on drivers struggling to check in or the multi-language thing. This led to a series of improvements that we want to make to gate management itself, and they're coming up very soon.
Ju, regarding integration, so we have a question. Would there need to be an integration with our ERP system?
Yes, so Opendock, as you guys know, or I guess most of you guys know that have dabbed into the integration piece, we're all about open APIs and allowing for you guys to integrate with everything and create your own integrations. That's going to be the same for the YMS.
Let's see, I have a couple more here. So if you work heavy in the deployments tab, are you able to capture any of the YMS examples that we showed, like driver's phone number? I think the question is if we are able to see the YMS information within the appointment.
Yeah, so yeah, I think that I answered that one. So like I said, from the appointment, more and more you start seeing all the information from the asset that's on the yard and where it's located, all the information in it, and you even be able to make changes and update things from here. Our goal is always to not add more homework to you guys, but really provide visibility and allow for you guys to act on it easily and quickly. So if you're working just from the scheduling page, you'll be able to do pretty much everything that you would be able to do from just the YMS page. You can pick where you want to be. Of course, if you're on the YMS page, you'll see more information. And if you're on the open or on the doc schedule, you'll see a lot more information about the appointment itself. But the idea is that you don't have to jump back and forth from the different pages.
Yeah, let's see. We do have one from Jason again here. So for remote drivers check-in, does the system validate? Oh no, sorry, I already read this one. So the prior to this one, do you offer the option to have someone travel to the site to help with launch and setup, maybe a hands-on support for a week or so?
Darren, we never done that. Opendock is, I think, known for having quick setups and onboarding sessions. They're usually very easy. Like we've never had the need to do that. That being said, making sure that our customers are set up for success is our top priority. So if ever we find the need to have more hands-on, I guess, onboarding process, I don't think that we ruled that out. But our goal is to always make it simple and easy on the interface, on the onboarding sessions, how we think about products and features, make it so easy that you can do it without a whole lot of support. If you need too much support, that's because we're failing. So our goal is always to make it simple, easy to use, and very intuitive. But that means also that we're here to support you guys in whatever you guys may need. However many calls or however many, walkthroughs and sessions where we can really, oil up the process for you guys and help you guys do that as well. So I wouldn't say never. Don't think that we've had the need so far.
Ju, we're right on time, but I think we have maybe some minutes for the last couple of here. So
I just want to reply to this one. Would additional costs be required for being a part of the pilot? No, not necessarily. So I'd love to get on a call with you guys and whoever's interested to getting on the pilot. I think that being very transparent, like the pilot really means using it and having like access to a product in its early stages providing feedback. On the good side, you guys have access to something that is super valuable and could be unlocking and helping you guys in a lot of ways, but you also provide help to us on the other hand. So I think it all depends on how your operation is, what are the needs that you guys have, how quick or how easily would it be for you guys to be able to jump on this pilot right now and start providing that feedback. So it's all negotiable. We can talk about it.
Yeah, so Jonathan asked about, are there reports for appointment or dock efficiency? So it's
Yes,
overall.
there will be. We don't have them right now on the interface, but we've already started to build them. So yeah, there will be dock efficiency reports, yes, tied to the YMS and dock scheduling. All right, guys, I think that we're almost 5 minutes over. If you guys have more questions, feedback, comments, anything that you guys may need to hear or have communication on about the YMS, don't hesitate to reach out. I know that Mar put on my email on the chat. Use that. Use my email, ask me questions, or, if you want to have a call specifically about the YMS or gate management demo or anything like that, talk to your AM, talk to me, and we'll set it up for you guys. All right, thank you so much for showing up, guys. Thank you so much for participating. I'm so sorry if I haven't answered your question directly, but feel free to email me, but I'll be looking through this later and email you guys with answers to questions that I haven't actually addressed right now. Thank you so much, guys. Have a good one.